On this week's episode of Homegrown Whitetails, we're actually going to be following along with my father on a hunt, and this is actually a little bit of a flashback. This is a hunt from years past that actually took place back in 2015. My dad goes in, it's actually a self-film, it's opening night. Jake and I were in a tree together on another farm after a really big deer that we called Houdini back in 2015. It was probably a mid-160 type deer, and so my dad went in and self-filmed, and I told him, I said, go into this set, I said, and shoot Slick. This buck we call Slick, he's a 4.5-year-old 8-pointer with a big giant 11-inch extra beam, and hope you guys enjoyed the hunt. It's a real pretty hunt, you know, that early season, that short coat on the deer, real green, and self-filmed. So that's one thing that I think you guys will notice a lot throughout the episodes is a lot of this is self-filmed, just because of the fact that, you know, we have such busy family lives and work lives that we can't always get in trees together. So we're really lucky to have, you know, great partners like Fourth Arrow Camera Arms that allow us to go in, you know, lightweight equipment, and they're awesome for self-filming. Really makes our lives a lot easier. So hope you guys enjoy this hunt this week. It's a really pretty hunt on a great deer. Well, here we are today. It's March the 28th, and we're actually out on my new lease. Just picked this property up. This will be the first year I'm gonna get to hunt it, so it's gonna be kind of cool. You guys are gonna get to see. You're gonna get to see everything. I mean, you're gonna get to see from the beginning, from scratch, the whole project of working on this and getting it set up and doing all the work and things like that. I mean, it's a blank canvas. It's a beautiful piece of property, structurally wise and everything. It lays out really nice. We just have some small upkeep to do, food plots, etc. But we're in here today, and behind me you can see this giant popple cut, and this is what I'm going to basically treat as my sanctuary in my area that I'm going to completely leave alone. It's about 15 to 20 acres in size. It's really thick, and it's tore up with old big rubs and rub lines and things like that, but there's actually these old logging roads that run up through the middle of this sanctuary, and they kind of wind through it and they change. But what's happened over time is we've got a lot of downfalls and things like that that have fallen across them. So came in today, we're going to come through and we're going to clean these logging roads out, essentially just make these travel corridors easier for our deer, let them walk these roads through the middle of the sanctuary, and during the rut it'll be great travel corridor for our bucks. You know, they're going to basically run these logging roads through the middle of this big bedding. It's a great time of year to come in and work in your sanctuaries. You know, we're here at tail end of March. These deer are going to be, you know, we can come in here and do work. If we bump them out, they're going to come back. It's not a huge deal. But this is basically going to be the last time we go into this sanctuary all year. I'm going to come in today, I'm going to get these roads cleaned up, and then I will not step foot back in the sanctuary unless we're coming in to drag a big deer out. So that'll be the only time I go into this sanctuary. You know, usually take one time a year to come in, shed hunt it, do a little work on it, and get out. Well, here we are now, kind of same day, different project. What we're going to do is I'm going to come down this tree line with all these overhanging licking branches, and I'm actually going to cut almost all of them off. I'm going to clean all the way down all these field edges. I'm going to clean the licking branches pretty much completely off, except for a strategic few and a few spots that I want to leave. You know, we're right here on the inside corner where this all necks down into this food plot, where I'm going to have this food plot here. I'm going to leave one here, one on this outside corner, and then one back on the other inside corner. So I'm just going to get to work here and start cleaning these edges out. Well, as you can see, we came in, we cleaned this whole line up here, and I basically left one on the corner in the inside corner, and then like I said, I left one here on the outside corner. And then I'm going to take this other edge down. I'm going to do the same thing, go down this other edge and clean it all up all the way back to the next inside corner. But there's an old barbed wire fence here, but I'm also going to use this brush now that I've cut, and I'm going to stack it up along this fence line here. What it's going to do basically is it's going to create a non-entry point for these deer into this field. It's going to force these deer to enter on that inside corner, over here on this outside corner, and then eventually all the way back on the other inside corner, which is where I really want deer to enter, is on these two inside corners. So I'm going to take this brush, push it back up along the edge here, get it cleaned off. But the other thing this is going to do too is it's also going to allow me to come, when I come plant this food plot, take the tractor down this edge a lot easier without whapping branches and things like that off of the tractor. So to clean it up a little bit, it'll look a lot nicer, make it easier for me. But we're going to concentrate our deer when they come in here and they work this edge and they want to scrape, we get that time of year, I'm only going to give them 2 or 3 options along this big field edge, so they're going to have to come within shooting range of a stand location if they're going to come and merc scrape. So I'm just going to get back to work here and keep moving.
My first ever self-film buck. You know, I'm the last guy that would ever say this stuff is easy, but it was almost too easy. I haven't even been in a stand 45 minutes, and all of a sudden I heard this kind of noise. I turned, I looked, and I saw 2 little bucks. I'm like, okay, and a 1.5 and a 2-year-old, and in my blind spot behind the tree in front of me, all of a sudden I picked up movement, and here it's the buck we call Slick. 8-pointer with he's got like a dagger coming off his main beam. He's a 4-year-old buck that we've been watching. It's the one they sent me in here after. You know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to shoot him opening night or not, but the excitement kind of got the best of me. He's a great buck, and I did not make that good of a shot. I shot him at 25 yards, I figured, and I rearranged it, and he was only at 20, and I hit him high, but he went right down. And I'm stoked. It's been a lot of years since I actually shot a good one with the bow. You know, been patient, and you know, it is kind of sad to be done opening night, but he's a hell of a buck. I'm excited at opening night. Got a 4-year-old buck on the ground. He's got this cool dagger point. It's wall time for Hugh.